sober 10 months, but I feel myself relapsing. I can't do it. I can't do it.
What are you doing? This isn't the testimony I meant. What are you grabbing?
It's not what it looks like. I promise. I promise. It's not what it looks like. Hi. We're doing something a little different today. Today will be a joint video between me and David. And the video we're doing is that we're going to be showing off how we painted specific kits. Specifically, the kits that we have displayed in our display case in the front of the store. If you come in person, or if you've come in person, you know exactly which display case we're talking about. There's only one really. It's a big glass one. Employees and regular customers can put their models there, if they like, and they can display the info if it's on sale, and etc. etc. I put mine in, and David and a couple other employees put theirs in. I don't know if David's on sale. Mine isn't. We're talking about how we built, if there are any changes to the build, and how we painted the kit. All right. So today I'm going to be talking about this one in particular. The Avatar of Khaine. This is it. I like this little guy a lot. I say little, this guy's like 5 inches. As previously mentioned, David will be coming up shortly after this. So yeah, this is the Avatar of Khaine. Basically, he is the Eldar god of war. That's what he is. So he's supposed to be brimstone, fire, a lot of iron instead of gold. But I thought, you know what? Maybe I should change his color, or not just his color, his entire theming to the opposite, which is ice, snow, and a lot of just frost, cold. This guy took me around, I would say, 15 hours to paint. There's a lot of stalling there because I didn't know exactly what colors to go for with the theming I had in mind. This is half improvised, and yeah, there's a lot of things to be proud of, but some things maybe I could have improved on. But I figured, you know what? It's good enough. Good enough. I feel like it's both a blessing and a curse. It is a blessing because I feel like if you're stalling or preventing yourself from moving on from the kit itself or whatever you're doing, you're just hurting yourself. Improving on maybe what doesn't need to be improved, or maybe there's nothing left to improve. But it is also a curse in that if there are some things to improve, you kind of miss out on it, like on purpose, because you moved on. And good enough is kind of you accepting defeat in a way. It's a blessing and a curse, double-edged sword, but I'll tell you first, straight up, majority of this involved one technique, specifically the ice on the sword, which is supposed to be a frost blade. I made it look like one entire ice blade that he just plucked from the ground with his hilt, and then he kind of formed around it. And then his base. So basically his body is, actually the entire mini is mostly that ice looking thing and then the blue flames. Oh, right? This is it. These are the 3 things you need for an ice effect. And you need a proper brush and then a dry brush. Because what you're going to be doing is priming it black, or if it's already painted another color, you paint black over it. You put a white sort of color on top, but like a splotchy white, not a perfect white. This will provide depth, and you'll see what I mean soon. And then the finishing touch, a blue or a green, or you can do a blue-green mix. I've seen both. This one's specifically made to do ice, but you can do a blue-green mix, and that will provide the color that you need, almost bluish emerald. Regardless of what kind of ice you're going for, the finishing touch to it would be a dry brush. And what you find, the end result is that you have an ice effect that is see-through, because contrast paints are very thin and therefore very translucent, bordering on transparent. And then with the white underneath mixing in with the blue, effect, you have some sort of depth. Because the white is splotchy, therefore you can kind of see the black underneath. It provides this uneven sort of natural craggy effect that's also exasperated by the dry brushing. You'll see what I mean. The reason why I'm stuck is because I keep painting ice model kits or ice themed model kits. I can't help myself. I don't know. There's something about just ice model kits or ice themed kits that just screams to me. The one I'm painting right now, I didn't want to do it as ice themed, but I did it anyway. I don't understand. I need help. I need help. So overall, I'd give this maybe like a 6 out of 10. It's definitely a rush job. I made it so it's optimized for 3 feet of viewing, but not inspection level viewing. It's not going to win any Golden Demon participation awards. Not even the participation awards, okay? So yeah. But it is sitting behind a glass case, so it's good enough for that, all right? I'll do a better job, but for now I'm stuck in that weird situation where I just focus on ice stuff. I don't know why. Anyway.
All right, everyone, let's give Paul a hand for his great work on his Warhammer figure. Now it's my turn. So I'm just going to be briefly explaining how I put together this 24th scale Spitfire Mark 9. It is, of course, the Airfix release from just over a year ago, and I do suggest after you finish watching this video, whenever you see this in stock, grab it immediately because it always flies off the shelf. So the kit came with over 400 parts, which basically equates to a very detailed cockpit, a very detailed engine, and somewhat detailed gun bays. And basically with what comes in the kit, you really don't need much aftermarket. All I would recommend for the sticklers like me is maybe some aftermarket seat belts, as the plastic ones that come in the kit are slightly thick for the scale, but they're still usable. So anyway, cockpit, even though it's got tons of parts, it was pretty self-explanatory. You put together the control lever, the throttle, the pilot seat, the armor plate behind his seat, and you can't see it from here, but the oxygen tanks just behind this bulkhead, and the control panel, the compass. Then basically I moved on to the engine, a very detailed part of the built model. And funny enough, when I was first about to build this kit, I had seen other people do reviews on it, and they mentioned how this particular pipe, this brass one, was an absolute nightmare to weave through these, I guess you'd call them bulkheads. I don't know. Anyway, they claimed that it was very hard to fit it all in there, but when I did it, it was actually quite easy. But anyway, with 95% of Spitfires, the interior color is RAF interior green, which in this case I used Vallejo Model Air. Same thing with inside the engine. Basically, the main body of the engine was just a flat black, with some parts here and there that were aluminum, brass, steel, stuff like that. Next was the gun bays, and if you are wondering how these are stuck on here like that, it's not glue, it's just white tack so it can come off just like that and go back on just like that. Anyway, the inside of the gun bays were just aluminum. Oh yes, the aluminum I used was AK Extreme Metal. And basically all they give you is the shells for the 20mm cannon, some bullets for the .303 calibers, and off the top of my head I can't remember what exactly this is called. Look it up. And pretty simple landing gear, not too many parts here. Also in aluminum. Tires are just flat black. The wheel wells, also RAF interior green. And then the main paint scheme was in the RAF Dayfighter colors, which was ocean gray, BS dark green, and for underneath medium sea gray, although the particular one by Model Air that I used is not in stock at the moment, so that is the model color equivalent. And lastly, when it comes to weathering, I like to keep it simple. I basically just use some brown paint, very thinned out, for oil streaks above the fuel cap, as well as on the inside of the engine access panel. Plus some thinned out black paint for gun smoke. As well as just basically stippling on with a stipple sponge some silver paint. And my last detail, the non-existent antenna wire. Just forget that was ever there. And yeah, that's basically a quick rundown of how I built this 1/24th scale Spitfire Mark 9. In conclusion, that's what we do. And if you want to be as good as us, then you got to buy our products at Sunward Hobbies, in store or online. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our socials, and until the next one, adios!